Hello, welcome to Old School Chemistry. Today we're going to do the ALEK's topic, predicting and naming ionic compounds formed by two elements. I have a little recipe list here for you, the steps that you're going to use to complete this. First, you have to identify if it's an ionic compound. Now, you and I know ionic compounds are composed of a metal and a nonmetal, or a group of nonmetals. In this one, they will all be binary, so it will be a metal and a nonmetal. Second, you need to write the ions. If you need help writing ions, I'm going to refer you back to my atom and ion playlist, and you're going to watch about valence electrons and how to identify ions, write ions. Once you've done that, cross down charges. That gives you the balanced chemical formula, so you get a net zero charge. And then you simply name the compound. Remember, when we name compounds in ionic compounds, you say the metal's name and the nonmetal change the ending to IDE, IDE. Okay, so let's jump in and do this. Potassium and fluorine, yes, that is going to be a metal and a nonmetal. Little note on this, for ALEKs, it doesn't matter if they write the metal or the nonmetal first, as long as you have a metal and a nonmetal, you're going to say, yes, this can form an ionic compound. Now, potassium is going to be a K+, and in fact, let me grab really quick. Just as a reminder, I find potassium, it has one valence electron, so it's going to lose one electron to become isoelectronic, have the same number of electrons as argon, have that stable full octet, okay? And again, if you need to go back and watch that video, watch that video. And then our fluorine is a minus. Fluorine has 7 valence electrons. It gains 1 electron to become isoelectronic with the neon and have a full octet, that stable full octet. Okay, I've got a 1 and a 1. Those are understood to be 1s. I simply take those numbers, cross them down. They each, so subscript of 1 on fluorine, subscript of 1 on potassium. You and I know if you have a subscript of 1, you can leave it off. It's understood, inferred, to be a 1 if you have just an atom written. So this will be KF. Now to name it, putting it all together, I say the metal's name, potassium, and the nonmetal fluorine, I change the ending to fluoride. Potassium fluoride. And remember, let's see, it's 2 words. So there's a space between the 2 names. Okay, very good. Let's take a look at this. Iodine and oxygen. Let me show you on the periodic table. Here's iodine, there's oxygen. Those are both nonmetals. That would be a covalent compound. So no, this is not going to form an ionic compound, and you just leave the rest of that blank. Calcium and oxygen. Yep, sure enough, that will be ionic. Here's calcium. Notice 2 valence electrons. And here's my oxygen, 6 valence electrons. Let's do this one together. So if I have my calcium, 2 valence electrons, it loses those 2 electrons and becomes a 2+. Oxygen has 6 valence electrons, so it gains 2 electrons to get the full octet, that full stable 8 electrons in the valence shell, 2-. Oh, kind of exciting. Let's cross down those numbers from the charges. You get Ca2O2. Remember, with ionic compounds, we can only do this with ionic compounds. If you can reduce, reduce. 2 goes into 2 once, 2 goes into 2 once. Our final answer is CaO. Oh, I wrote that on the wrong one, sorry. Here we go, yes, CaO. This name, I say the metal's name, calcium, and the oxygen, change the ending to IDE, becomes oxide. Okay, well done. Our next one, we have got bromine, so there's a nonmetal, and lithium, right there, a metal. Great. A nonmetal and a metal, that forms an ionic compound. And again, it doesn't matter that they wrote the nonmetal first. You and I know convention, when we put it together in a chemical formula, an ionic compound, we always write the metal first and then the nonmetal second. So let's start with our lithium. Okay, lithium has 1 valence electron, so it's going to lose that 1 electron and then it will have a full octet. Loses the 1 electron, that's your 1+. And the bromine, let's take a look at bromine. Here it is. 7 valence electrons. So it gains 1 electron to get that full octet, full valence shell. Now I cross down the 1, cross down the 1, 1 and 1, that's just going to be LIBR. Now saying it, we're going to state the metal's name, lithium, and bromine, the ending changes to IDE, bromide, lithium, bromide. Okay, outstanding. Good job putting all of these principles together. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.